I think that's it. I don't have any announcements. Don't forget to follow drunk.tarot on Instagram, and then bookmark drunktarot.com. It's going to be super dope, super awesome. Bookmark that because it's not done yet. But as soon as it's ready, there's going to be a ton of stuff on there for you. I'm looking at your cards right now, Aries. You know, with the new moon energy, my advice was that if you are in the middle of getting that money, now's the time to actually grab. You know, like that. You know that game where you drop the claw, right? And then you try to maneuver it so that you can get like a doll? That game? And then you have to figure out the precise time to drop it and then click the button to actually make sure that you have, this is that time. This is that time. Because right now what you're doing is you for the longest time you were like maneuvering to find like the perfect thing to grab, perfect area to grab. You found it. Now it's time to hit the button, you know, roll the dice, hit the button and grab it. How's that for an analogy? Aries, your current energy for the month of June is a feeling of nostalgia. You are, I think, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or even physically in a place that brings you to a feeling of memories that you had when you were younger. You could feel like you know this place, or you could have actually experienced a time where you were like, I remember this place when I was a kid, or I remember that game when I was a kid. I remember these, you know, someone from your past is like in your life and you're remembering things with this person and you're communicating like you did when you were young. Some of you guys are having this like deja vu experience. You're feeling like you've been here before, you've known these things before, or perhaps you're repeating something from the past that you remember. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. It's not a scary feeling. It's just a matter of that. But some of you guys are actually physically in a place where you have been before. And you remember things and you've done things like you've done it before. And this could relate to a number of things, but with the challenge or the obstacle crossing it, the Nine of Pentacles, this could have to do with working independently or working alone or building your own coin, focusing on yourself. Now, you could have done this before and now you're doing it again. You could have done this with someone in the past and now you're doing it again. It's a feeling like that, like the good old days is what I'm getting here. And I think that with the Nine of Pentacles, also for some of you guys, you could be single and happily single. You could be alone and you could be like, and I think that you're focusing on something alone. I think that you could very easily enlist people to assist you in a variety of ways if we're talking about work or money or finances or business or whatever that is. You could be running your own business. I think that you could enlist people to help you, but you're more in line right now with doing it on your own. And the reason and this is an obstacle. Now, I think that's what the situation is. Someone from your past wants to be involved or wants to help, and you are like, I could do it better alone. And that's an obstacle, you guys, because what's that song from Barbara Streisand? People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. You gotta let people help you sometimes. Don't do everything on your own. And that's the problem with some of you Aries, you hard-headed Aries, is you want to do it on your own. And you don't want to release the reins to anybody else. And to be fair, yes, you can do it better on your own. Yes, that's a fact. I don't deny that at all. In this particular instance, I think the obstacle is that you're being fiercely independent. That's the obstacle. You're being fiercely independent. And that could lead to friction and conflict and strife down the track. So perhaps in this moment in time in your life where you're doing something with someone from the past or with a friend, or you're feeling nostalgic, or you're with family, you could be with family. I do suggest you allow other people to help you out right now. Anyways, this is a conflict or a challenge or a block. The reason is because I think that something very major has happened. And that is why you're feeling very fiercely independent, strong, focusing on self, You do have a feeling of nostalgia. Maybe you have good memories about the past and you're like, that's all well and good, but I want to do this on my own, or I'm doing something on my own, and you're being very independent about it. And you're you can't control the universe, you guys. You can't control this kind of energy. The World card is saying that something major is about to happen for you. Or something major has happened, I'm sorry. And obviously this is so major that it's going to be residual. It's going to round the month for sure. So because of that, I do think that there's an issue with being independent. I think that monetarily you're doing fine. Emotionally you're doing fine, but the challenge is definitely a bit too much independence here. And this is major. This is something major. In the recent past, you have the 10 of Cups. So something was emotionally unfulfilling. I think that maybe a shift has happened in your domestic home, in your world. I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing. I think that it's the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups upright is like all good things. So in reverse, it's a snag. You guys, it's something minor. It's not anything major, so don't like lose sleep over it at all. I think in a possible outcome, once a fucking again, 2 of Pentacles. You guys are juggling. You guys are starting. Okay. This is what happened. I'm going to tell you right now. What happened is you were rocking and rolling in a work relationship, making money, doing you. I think some of you guys do combine home life, domestic home life with work. So something spills over there. And maybe it's causing a little bit of disharmony in the home front because the work situation is trickling over. And so there's a little bit of disharmony, but it's a very small one. It's a snag. It's nothing much. I think that maybe you had to lend like family members money, or something has happened where you had to pay for something because it's the World card. You gain, you work less, or you pull back so that you can focus on work because something is like not harmonized, is not in harmony, in your home life. And so you're pulling back just a little bit. There's a little bit pulling back, right? And so the thing is, and everyone's like, it's great. And you're like on the sly, picking up more work, picking up more tasks, doing more stuff, busy, filling your plate again. That's what this is. So let me recap. Your family or your loved ones are like, can you take it easy? And you're like, okay, yeah, I will. Even though I want to be in charge, I want to do everything by myself and I don't need any help. I can do it on my own. And they're like, God, you need to spend more time at home. We need a vacation. We need to da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, okay, yeah, cool. I want to do that. And what ends up happening is they're like, take some stuff off your plate. You're like, yeah, no problem. So you start taking stuff off your plate, and without anyone looking, you start putting more stuff on your plate. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to juggle more. And it's like a nonstop. You got to let something go. And so what ends up happening in the very near future is what is this? 6 of Wands? 6 of Wands in reverse. So because you try to do it all at once, one thing is going to slide. One thing is going to slip. Something is going to cause your coworkers, your bosses, your home life, someone to look at you, or you're going to feel as if you're not number 1 anymore. You're like number 2 in the running of whatever that means to you. You're very competitive, you Aries. And so you're like, I was doing so well. I was doing 15 things at once. And then because of the shift that had to be made, you're like, now I'm only doing 10 things. I'm a loser. It's like, you guys, you're doing 10 things at once still. So you're doing 9 more things than most people do. And so the fact that you're not doing 15 things does not make you a loser. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay. So, I think that a badge of honor has been stripped of you, or you feel like you're not getting the kind of attention or accolades or rewards that you deserve for all the things you do. Just because you do 10 things doesn't mean we're going to give you 10 awards. You know what I mean? So you got to put things back into perspective in terms of what you can accomplish and what you can do and what you can't do. And that's not all Aries. There's some Aries that are more overachieving than other Aries. So for those of you Aries that didn't resonate with, another way to read this is to say, look, you are probably going to work for yourself. You want to work for yourself. You want to begin something with yourself. You might be doing this with someone from your past. You could feel like you've done this before, or this is a very nostalgic feeling what you're doing. I think that there is a little bit of disharmony in your home life, whatever that means for you. And I think you're trying to juggle, you're trying to balance between work and home life, head and heart. And you're trying to balance that. And God knows you can balance that like nobody else. However, eventually one of the balls has got to go down. And if you don't set it down yourself, the universe will set it down with a goddamn tower card. Do you want that? So be calm, choose your priorities wisely, and then balance that way moving forward. I think that, yes, for sure in the near future, especially being crossed with the 10 of, across from the 10 of Cups in reverse, yes, I do think that there's going to be a level of you losing face. Is that a phrase? Like you're losing standing with someone. And I think you're losing standing not with coworkers, but losing standing with someone that you live with. Home life. Your current situation, there is going to be text, emails, communication. I think that there's going to be an initiation of communication. I think that there's going to be an experience between you and someone where you're like, let's talk, let's have a meeting, let's talk. And it's going to be either one of two things. It's going to be very small communication where it's like, hi, how you doing? Good, thanks. It's going to be that, and then it's going to be like very... the beginning of something. So it's just an initial like opening statements. For others of you, if you're in conflict with anyone, I think if it's conflict with home life for the others of you, this communication is going to be very childish. It's not going to be like a sit down, let's have a communication about like the state of our domestic affairs. It's going to be very immature, that communication. But pay no mind to it. I think it'll pass because right after that, your environment, you do have the 3 of Cups. There is celebration. There is reunion. There is good friends. There is good tidings. There are good tidings coming through. And you definitely need to go out, go to parties, go to social events. I think you're going to find release there. If you're single and looking for someone, you're going to find a partner there. If you're lonely and feeling blue, you're going to actually experience a huge level in popularity and joy from this experience. So that is your environment. You should definitely, also, if we're talking about you working from home, like, I think you could be working with a lot of people in a small space, is what I'm saying. You had to make a decision. I think you did make a decision. I think that whatever that decision is for you, we'll clarify. Hierophant in reverse overall. I think that for some of you guys, you're separated from someone or you're divorced from someone or you made a decision to. And yours is not, and if that's your storyline, if you guys are going through a separation or divorce or a breakup, you're not the one to have these long drawn out reads. And there's something wrong with that. What I'm saying is, like, I've been reading for Geminis and Taurus and Cancers for a few months now, and theirs are like these long, sweeping, epic, never-ending tales of woe. Whereas the Aries, if you're going through a separation or divorce and you made that decision recently, done, one and done. Set it and forget it. Like, done. Like, it's just like paperwork done, everything done, bye. And it's so clean and zipped up and there's a bow on it and things are signed and it's done. It's not a long process with you guys. And that's pretty cool too. Cause you're on to the next situation. You're on to the next, story. You're not here to wait around, wondering what the other person is. So fuck them. Fuck what the other person is thinking. Like, I'm moving on. They're not thinking about me. I'm not thinking about them. End of story. Beautiful. That's the way to do it. That's the way to break up with someone, if you ask me. But, no harm, no foul, no shade at all. Like, every storyline is different. So, yes, definitely there's a major contrast between an Aries breakup story in the tarot spread and somebody else's. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's not a big deal. I do find that interesting. So I think that if there's not a separation or breakup or anything like that, divorce, for sure there's a questioning of the standards or their traditional values within a relationship. So maybe you and a partner don't see eye to eye on how to move forward in how you guys raise your kids, or move forward in how you guys, what kind of ceremony you guys want to have, the faith, the tradition, the food, all these things you're questioning, you're wondering, and maybe a decision had to be made about that recently. And I think in June, the overall feeling is that maybe you're okay with a non-traditional relationship or a non-traditional engagement or marriage or whatever. And that could be a scenario for a lot of you guys. So let me do a clarifier. And it's your June is I think with the World card here, something major has happened, but that was a while ago, or that's happened not terribly recently, but recent enough to where it's showing up in the cards. But moving forward, you're being very independent. You're being fiercely independent. I don't see issues with that other than people in your home life are worried about you being that independent, not asking for help, juggling too much. People are worried about that in your home life, in your love life, or not love life, romantic home. Anyone who loves you, who cares about you, they're worried about you being too independent and doing too much. There is a celebration. There is happiness coming through. There is communication coming through. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do see marriage. I just see like a disrupt in terms of the logistics of it. This keeps coming up as like a traditional. This is traditional. I see this as the logistics of a partnership, the logistics of a union. That. Oh, wow. Give me some cards for So the reason that there seems to be a lack of support, accolades, or like you're going to feel like no one's supporting me. I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff. Don't you guys know I'm doing this for us? I'm doing this so that we have a better future, or whatever your justification is. That is going to create abrupt, swift action, communication, words exchanged. Just be careful. Just be careful that you don't scramble to get the accolades and the rewards and the admiration that you believe you deserve, and I'm sure you do. That you're not scrambling to get that in such a way that it agitates another, and then you start doing some reckless behavior in order to get that. I don't see any like romantic drama, you guys. I don't. So if you're experiencing that and you don't see it here, then maybe you're lying to yourself. You're not actually involved with anyone. And it's all in your head, this relationship. I'm kidding. If you don't see a romantic relationship here, you guys, then, then that means that this is the energy that's coming through for Aries, for me. I'm sure there's a tarot reader out there that's going to talk to you about your romance, but I don't see it. I see, just like home energies, work energies. One. Empress. Yay. I like that. The Empress card. Okay. Look. You know that you're working hard, you're being fiercely independent, and you're doing it because you got to get shit done and you need to get things in order, and it's for your greater good, for security, for your family and self. You know that. It is going to create cause tension, conflict, confusion in a home or domestic relationship where somebody wants more of your time, more of your attention, more of you to focus on them. You can't focus on them just now because you're busy doing other things. They're worried about you. It creates conflict. Why don't you not do that? Do you have to go in today? Why do you have to do everything? Can't somebody else do it? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Overall, in the end, it's okay. Because you and your partner, or you and your loved ones, whoever, even your coworkers, they understand that they trust you. There is trust. And they know that you're not doing it just to do it. This is for a greater good. And the Empress card is telling me that ultimately it will pay off. Ultimately, the fights, the conflicts, the conversations, the discussions, the domestic imbalance, all those things, maybe the attitudes from coworkers or colleagues, all those things will be worth it. It will pay off, because your overall feeling here at the end of this is that even with the questioning of logistics and all that stuff, it pays off, and there's going to be complete abundance and fruitfulness that comes through. It's going to be like your ideas grow new ideas. The seeds you planted will bear the fruits, the benefits, every win you can imagine. And it's like your creativity, the ideas that come to you that you can grow into bigger ideas, they can't stop coming to you. So you're going to be very, very imaginative, creative, and resourceful. And it's going to be like a nonstop flow of goodness, like amber waves of grain. Isn't that a Star Spangled Banner? That's what came to my mind, because those wheat things. And you're going to leave, you or your partner, it's all the stuff from the past is in the past. You guys are going to be fine. The energy, the negative energy, the emotional outbursts, this basically this 10 of Cups in reverse is going to be in the past. So it's this is just a 1 month energy, you guys. It goes through, it ebbs and flows. So yes, hard times, working hard, hitting snags, miscommunication, somebody wants more of your attention. You can only do so many things at once, but you're trying to do all of it right now. You can't help yourself. That's what you do. You're an Aries. It will pay off in the end. It will be okay in the end. And the old way of thinking, the old way of being is going to be over. If some of you guys are considering leaving a relationship or a work relationship based on the conflicts, you will. And like I said with Aries, it's going to be like one and done. I'm out. So it's a very clean cut here, you guys. All right.